Morning, Nick, mate. Sorry, it's been a little longer than anticipated. Obviously, you know yourself, I've not been too well. Um, Still trying to touch base with everybody as much as I can whilst trying to sort myself out. But yeah, I just thought uh, I want to get your little video out, obviously, so you've got something to revert back to. I'm just obviously working an education plan. I know that means absolutely fuck all to anybody, but I'm just working an education plan out, for all newcomers, whatever, people that don't quite understand what TradingView is, this, that, and the other. But I just thought I'd jump on and I'd do you a little video of of how we do things, so you can revert back to it. Now, phone's going absolutely mental. Um, so yeah, so obviously I know you like the bankers. It's not been very kind to you over the past week or so. Yes, you had that absolutely epic trade, so you know what's possible. So the main thing is, mate, not to quit. Once you understand how it works and why it works, and you'll it's just about picking the areas. You've got to think you've come from learning flow off Jeff, which is literally following an indicator to push play, to actually trading price action and understanding how the algorithm moves, not just the banks. You're understanding how the charts move. You're not following a shiny green indicator that's telling you to buy at this point, and then as soon as it turns red to sell. You can teach a monkey to push fucking buttons, but it takes a wise somebody like yourself who doesn't fucking give up. You've literally been there from the beginning of when I joined the ninjas. Don't take it in any way disrespect. You want it now, which I understand because obviously you fucking hate your job and this, that, and the other. You know about the bankers, but again, it's a whole different fucking kettle of fish, mate. You're having to look at things differently and understand things differently. Like we were saying, yes, they're very good affiliate marketers, Jeff, and everybody. They'll they'll teach you a way of keeping you in the keep net to keep their residuals coming in. Yes, don't get me wrong, they're very good at what they do, but they're not teaching you how the candles move and how price gets to where it needs to be. So rather than me ranting on, mate, I'll jump through and I'll just show you, mate. So now, just in the process of brightening things up a bit. So basically, perfect example. This is the trade I took this morning, mate. Okay. So this yellow is I've got it now at 710. Okay. So I know we have an influx of money when London opens. Yes, it could have come down, it could have gone up, but we were looking at this trade when we were talking this morning. Okay. So what I've seen a push. I was very, very tired this morning. So again, I saw this imbalance here, but I weren't bothered because I just wanted to get a trade on. I weren't feeling great. You know, I was running to and from the toilet. I weren't bothered, win or lose, to be honest. But my rule is I've seen the structure form before 7. I've seen my structure form. You know, it came up 20 to 7. It came up and it sat there. Okay. So to me, that's found its price now. Just before London Open, it's found a nice little price where it likes to trade at. Okay, so I've come straight in. As soon as that's opened, I've seen this candle. I've set my position at a 1-to-1. You know, that big, it came back down, brought me down into drawdown. You know, I saw this imbalance here. I weren't even bothered, mate. You know, because of how strict my rules are. I see the break. You know, I look for the trend. Okay. Obviously, we've had the trend going up. I've changed my colours, so everything's going to need changing. Okay, so I've seen markets buying. You know, the market's in a buying sort of state. Okay. Yes, they've just come back here, but I'm not going to blag your head. Right. So what we do, I'm only looking for buys because of the trend. Okay. That's telling me markets are in buy mode. Okay. So the ledger's been formed just before 7. Classing that as my structure. Okay. Get a little box. That's my structure. It's broke my structure on the 7 o'clock candle. When that closed, I set a buy limit on this candle because it's the last opposite at a 1-to-1 risk. Yes, it went for a 1-to-2, but this is discipline right here. And it shows, you know, 1-to-1. I was done. I was in the car taking the kids to school. Yes, not feeling great, but that's my process. You know, I've integrated now. I do this, I come away, I do that. You know, I'm putting things in place to discipline myself to come out of the markets. You know, again, 1-to-1. This didn't even bother me. It should have done, you know, but they came back, they took half of that imbalance, then give me my 1% in 2 candles, you know, that was done. My day's done. I cancelled all other orders. Bang, 1%. Right, let's have a look at another one so you can get a feel. Let's just go from top. Okay. So this one is only just coming back. You know, market is sort of consolidating. You know, I wouldn't really be looking for much because it's just going sideways. That would have been, we've broke here. So to me, it's sort of trending up there, but then gone sideways. So it don't, you know, doesn't really, yes, we've got a bit of an uptrend, but then it's gone sideways. So until it breaks this, I'm not interested. Okay, what we got here, sort of trending up. This is where I'm quite glad I cancelled all my orders because this one fell through because I didn't look at what was happening. You know, I should only be looking for a buy in that situation. It didn't break. It's not broke the structure. So that shouldn't even be on there. You know, we've not broke until that breaks that. I'm not interested. Come away. We make stories up with our eyes, mate. You know, but again, the structure was formed before 7. You know, and it couldn't break it. Spent all the session trying to come back, but couldn't break this price. You know, we've got, it's just at that, is that imbalance? It's just at back. Yeah, so that's just at that imbalance. You know, so we're sort of sat at an external price line now. It's tipped back down here. I was looking for a sell stop through there yesterday. But again, we've not broke the ledge, so I'm not interested. Move on. Right, so we're trending down here. See how market's coming down. We've formed the ledge before, which would take you to the ledge before. It'd be that green candle there. You know, so you got your 1% out of that. Because, oh, hang on, we'd have classed that as the break. So you'd have just been getting into that trade now. Because that broke it. Let me put this so you can see it. That broke it. And we're just about to enter that trade now. You know, it's that candle, gives me a 1-to-1. Happy days. I'm not looking for daft moves, but I have strict rules. You know, and I'm guilty for not sticking to them. You know, but again, we'll come back to this one in a minute. The UJ, is it? Let me just pull that out a little bit so we can see. UJ, see how we're just about to tag in, but we've had the break. To be fair, that would have been your structure there. So you would have caught that trade before. That would have been your candle. You know, so you'd have been done before it even came back. Your ledge broke at 7. You know, so as soon as that candle opened, you'd be putting a position on that candle. Came back halfway through the imbalance, sank for your 1% within 2 candles. You know, we're not looking for big daft moves. You know, they've spent best part of 2 hours coming back to possibly blow that out. But I'm done. My breaks happened on the 7. You know, it's closed under the structure to come back to my candle. Yes, a little bit of drawdown, but ultimately it's dropped. You know, I could drag that across now and see what happens from. But I'm not arsed. I've took my 1% there. Just from seeing it break the structure before. You know, my friend Nick, another Nick, a friend of mine, is working on something between 5-7, which is absolutely game changing, mate. Absolutely game changing. But this is what I'm teaching people to get a percent out of the market. You know, we're drawing a line on the structure before the o'clock, before the 7. It's broke. You know, it might not break here, it might break over here. But then we're retracing back, getting our 1% within 3 candles, and we're being done for the day. Let's have a look at the GA. What happened? Right, so again, scroll out. Got a buy motion. Everything's in the, yes, we've take note of this here because it has just took all that back. You know, always have a scroll out, see what the price is doing, because this is what we trade, price action. So we've had a dip down here to its low. it's broke over the course of, guessing that's Tokyo, is it? Sydney, 2 o'clock in the morning. So within 12 hours from 2 in the morning, the market moved best part of 700 points. So it's come back up, it's broke all this structure. So to me, we're looking for buy mode. But we've just took all this. But if we're looking for buy, okay, that would have been your structure before the old clock. That's just broke it now there. I'd follow it back to that candle. This one. Have my little 1-to-1 worked out. And I'd leave that playing. I'm looking for a little 10-point rejection off that bankers move. We've had the break. It's took from the 7 to now 2.5 hours for that to break. Yes, it could blow out, but it's following my rules. We've had structure formed. That leg broke it. That candle is my price to sit at. GU. Scroll out. To me, that looks like we're buying. We've had that big impulse from the 2 o'clock in the morning. They gathered all that imbalance back. Come back. Took this imbalance. At a bit of it, went sideways. At the rest of it, gone sideways. So there's bank move down here. Raining. But again, I'm looking to buy. So that would have been my structure. Long would have been, this would have been, looks like it blew out this, did it? 1-to-1. Just have a quick look in, see what happened. Yeah, so came down within the first candle, it blew it out. But I'm not waiting around for the losses to happen. That if they're happening straight away within that candle. I'm not sat there like, oh, is it going? Is it now? No, it's lost. I'm done. That's that pair finished. See you later. It followed the rules. We had the structure. We broke the structure. We got the candle. That is it. Yes, there's a lot more to the bankers, but to get a 1-to-1 every morning, that is all you need to know. The structure was formed. It broke. You find the candle, whichever way the market's going. Okay, so let me get rid of that box because that's a bit bright. Yeah, so GJ, let's have a look. Again, we've not quite broke the structure from 7 o'clock. That was my structure formed. So we're still waiting for that to break. We've had a wick, but I don't class a wick as a break. Markets grabbed all that. Now it's just sat, letting the retailers play around. But until that structure's broke, I don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah. Get rid of all this crap. So that was my structure before 7. Yes, they sank the market. So Again, it's not quite broke it. So until that breaks, I won't be looking for a buy or anything. I won't be looking, you know. There you go. This broke. Follow it. I wouldn't go for the doji, but I'd follow it back to that because that's a lovely bank move. You know, so I'd sit at that with a 1-to-1. You know, so we've had the break, followed it back. I'm only looking for a little 10-point rejection. Right, so now we're going down. Structure. Okay, let's have a look. That broke it. You sit at that candle. Look, you'd have got it. That broke. That wick would have got you in. You know, so before you've even that candle's closed. The structure was formed. That candle closed. That was your entry. Within the next candle it give it you. Dossed around for a bit, but then the 5-minute candle after that give you your trade. You know, I mean, it'd have sold you out here if you'd have not got it here. But it actually went for a 1 to 2.5 in 3 candles. But again, I teach a 1-to-1 because you can get a 1-to-1 in 3 candles most days. It's just being there at the right time. You know, what we got here. So I wouldn't have took a trade there because there's too much noise happening before the 7 o'clock. You know, you had this little push here at 6:30, but then they've just sank it before it's even open. So I'd class that as a too risky because of them candles there. You don't know what they want to do. You know, they could spike the market, take the market. It's too much going on that I don't like. NZD Chief. This one worked beautifully. You know, we've had the break at 7. We followed the candle back. Yes, it just give you a 1-to-1. You know, bang, 1-to-1. I mean, it give it you. Once that close, where would you be? Once that closed, yeah. NZD Jap. Structure. 1-to-1. This would have been your structure. That green broke it. You know, even if you're going for that candle, for that safe structure there, and you took that candle, you'd have got your 1-to-1. 10 points. Tagged in, tagged out. Oh, how many candles? 2 candles. I've took my 10 points and done. The power of a 10-point play, mate, is unbelievable. Here. Break a structure. Structure before 7. Candle broke it. Give me this candle. Came back. Yes, it was a little bit longer today on that one, but you know, what tags you in here? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 40 minutes. 40 minutes, mate. Done. What we got now? Right. So to me, it's selling off. Okay. 7 o'clock. We've had the structure formed. So I'd even class that. You know, you'd have got it. That would have been your candle. Green one. Give you 1 to 1. Give it you within. Came up, tagged you in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. So you're looking at like 35 minutes to an hour, you know, but I'm going to have to go and look at the New York because London's a bit, what's it, isn't it? Again, I wouldn't have even looked at this because of all that before 7 o'clock. You know, they're playing in the markets before we're even looking. So, I mean, you'd have possibly got your 1 to 1 there. But I'd like the structure. I mean, you'd have got it there. Once that had settled, that would have been your structure. That broke it. You'd be sat at that candle with a 1 to 1. You know, and it give it you before blasting out the back end. The structure broke during 7. Came back to where they broke, pushed off for 10 points, and ultimately sank the market. But we took the 1%. You know, this is the power of 1% plays, mate. You know, £1,000 is good enough for anyone. What if we took this morning? Okay, so that's not active. That was a 1%. That's not active. That was a 1, so we're at 2. Just waiting on that. So you'd have had your. Just waiting on it. You'd have had it, but they're not quite come back yet. Rules are rules. You know, if they come down, I've only got to go 10 points, but we're at 2%. Didn't like the look of that. No, but we got a percent, did we? No, that was a loss. Break. Right, so we're at 1%. Didn't like the look of them big candles. Didn't break the structure. It's not broke. Just looks like it's going to break it now. Possibly look for a entry around here. But again, 1%. That's what we need. This one, nice move here. It's just broke. We'd have possibly caught you 1% off that move now. What's happening? 2%. Okay, that's another one. We had the break. They came back within 10 minutes, took it. So we're at 2%. Didn't like the look of that. Stayed away. 3%. Break. Candle. 4%. Break. Candle. Break. 5%. Break. Candle. 6%. Break. I mean, you'd have even got it off that one if you'd have missed that one. But structure, this is all I'd class that as structure. That little box there, you know, it's settled there. It's created a higher. It's created a lower. That would be structure. Candle, 6%. 7%. Bang. Did we look at this? Don't think we looked at this. What's happening? We're buying. That would have been my structure. Blew out. It would have been that candle. So we'd be at about 6% over that them pairs, mate. You know, with 2 losses. But the power of that in a morning, mate. You know, we found what we're looking for. We're looking for a buy. We've had the structure form. Let me get rid of this red box. We've had the structure form. You know, I'm having to teach myself not to look at this because once it opens, it's irrelevant. You know, it until they've had that influx of money and then the algorithms take over again. That's irrelevant. They're not looking at that. They're just getting all the orders placed and the market open. Bang, 10 pips. 6%, brother. So yeah, just thought I'd put your little video together so it's something you can revert back to, mate. And within the back testing part, if you do that, but do that on the New York Times, then you'll get an idea of how quick and fast it is to take 1%, mate. You know, but again, it's such a hard process just to take 1% and walk away. You know, there's 6 opportunities there, but I took my 1% and I shut everything down and walked away. You know, and that was so hard to do this morning, but I need to do that every day because then my day's my own, my life's my own. And, you know, I've took what I need to out of the markets. I don't need to be looking in the markets all day. I don't need to be looking again because I'll start making candle stories up in my head. Ooh, that looks like a nice break. Ooh, look at that imbalance there. I don't want that. I want to take my 1% and be living my fucking life. So, yes, mate. I hope this helps because I know you're struggling a little bit at the moment. But I'm looking at putting a couple of bankers videos together, you know, for the longer term people who are sticking around. But I want you to see the power of what we do at this session open. You know, I don't want to blag your head with a whole banker strategy because it's fucking massive and it takes such a long time to become one with the strategy that this will get you profitable. You know, I've shown that with all the lads some of the lads have been with me 3 weeks, mate, and they're already hitting profits through what this does. That power of that session open influx is so powerful, mate. You know, but yeah, hope this helps, mate. Let me know, and if you need any others, I'll just bang you a couple of videos together. We'll jump on a Zoom. You know, I'm not shy, mate. I'll help you as much as I can.